We spend hours teaching our kids their faith and they don't retain the information. We wonder why they forget, or is it in the way we choose to educate our kids? Well, in today's video, I'm going to show you the top 4 tips that you may apply to your teaching methods to ensure your child gets the most out of their Islamic Studies lesson. So let's get started. Tip number 1. Choose an easy and relevant book that is specific to your child's knowledge level, not grade level. So here are a few questions to consider when choosing the right Islamic Studies series for your child. Number 1. Is the Islamic Studies books a series that your child can gradually grow with over time? Number 2. What is the layout of the book? Number 3. Does the Islamic Studies book come with additional resources? Number 4. Is the content in the book written in a way that your child learns best? What I would like to do is share with you the Islamic Studies book that I used as a former Islamic Studies teacher as well as with my children. Is to go a little more in depth and talk about why I had chosen this book, as well as give you a little insight on some of the things you might want to consider when choosing the next Islamic Studies series for your child. So the first thing I actually look into is what level is this book. The second thing I like to look into is the table of content and what are the subjects that they are teaching within the book. Something else that I do consider is when you flip into a lesson within the book, for instance, the Qur'an, how is the content laid out? And this is awesome because it starts with Assalamu alaikum, a warm welcoming greeting. They have engaging activities within the lesson. And then the best part is they have the workbook embedded within the textbook. So you don't have to purchase an additional workbook. This is like an all-in-one inclusive book that you just need to purchase. Something else also to consider when purchasing a curriculum for your child is whether or not something they can gradually grow with over time. So for instance, this textbook has an outline of the curriculum, grades 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6. And as you can see here, it goes up until 12th grade, senior year, which is phenomenal. Something else also to keep in mind is make sure you choose a book on the basis of your child's knowledge level, not grade level. So if your child is grade 4 in public school, he might be at grade 2 when it comes to Islamic Studies knowledge. So you want to make sure you have that in mind. That way we don't overwhelm our children and it's an enjoyable process for them to learn and connect with their deen. And last but not least is you want to consider what kind of resources some of these curriculums come with. And this specific series comes with, the Weekend Learning series comes with a CD that has question bank, ready to print questions, and homework in PDF and Word files. And I think that was phenomenal because that way if you want to supplement this curriculum on certain topics or even as they get older, you can always go through the Word file and add additional questions so you can print out and test out their knowledge. And then the best part is a lot of these chapters are made into PowerPoint presentations. So later on down the road, if you want to go back and kind of refresh their memory about certain topics, you can definitely draw back to the PowerPoint presentations that have been created on the CD. Tip number 2. Once you've chosen the Islamic Studies series, after every lesson you've taught your child, make sure to create a poster board or an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper that highlights key sight words within the lesson. Place the poster or piece of paper on the wall at child's level. So why learning through visual is so important? Because it's been proven through research time and time again, and it will be linked in the description down below. Visual cues helps us retrieve and remember information. I mean, we spend hours teaching our kids. So why not create a visual cue that will help them retrieve and remember their Islam? Tip number 3. When going through the lesson of the day with your child, make sure you give relevant day-to-day examples that will help them understand the concept and make the necessary connection so you may start to see changes in their behavior. Tip number 4. Have fun when educating your children their Islam. Your child feeds off your positive energy as well as your attitude and how you feel about the way you approach your faith. So make sure you approach it in an enthusiastic and excited way so they may feed off that energy and have that perception about their Islam. Now, I would like to point out that some topics within Islam are difficult, such as the Qur'an. To actually open and recite the Qur'an in a melodious tone takes time. It takes resilience, it takes persistence, it takes consistency, and those are all great life lessons that you can implement in your home when you're educating your children in difficult topics about Islam. But at the end of the day, enjoy it and have fun. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Here's question of the day. What are your best practices and tips and suggestions about teaching your children Islam? Post your comments below, and remember that some of the best tips and advice comes from right here at the Aspire Learning community. There's probably a lot of people in this community that can give you ideas and different suggestions that may help streamline your workflow when you're educating your children their Islam, so make sure you check it out. Until next time, my friend, Aspire Learning is here to help you with endless activities, suggestions, and creative ideas to help you spend more time together while maintaining your ibadah along the way. So make sure you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and spread the good deed.